Today, we are going to be making the element of art, space, in outer space. And there's a couple ways we're going to be able to do that. Number one, we are going to shade to make form. So, you have a circle, which is the shape of a planet, but a planet would not be flat. It would be round, like this balloon. It's a form, it's a sphere. So we're gonna trick people's eyes by doing some shading to make the circle look like a sphere on our paper, the planet. We're also gonna use size, because you can see just in this little example, when I make something tiny, it looks like it's far away. As I start to make it bigger, it looks like it gets closer to me. The other important part of this is where they are on the paper. I put the one that's far away further from where I'm sitting on the paper, the one that's close to me closer to where I'm sitting. And this helps add to that illusion that these are actually go back in space on the paper. So we are creating space in outer space today. We're gonna start by making our planet. And if you have items at your house that are shaped like a circle, this would be a really good time to use them to make some tracers. I'm going to go ahead and have some small planets, some large planets, some medium-sized planets. My guess is you're going to need about 4 or 5 for this project. I'm going to go ahead, this one right here is going to have some rings around it, so you'll notice I'm drawing a line that looks like it's giving this a hug. Its arms go around each side. Now I'm ready to shade these circles so they will look like spheres. So I'm going to start on this side, and this works better with crayon than with marker. If you have colored pencil, that would be great too. And I'm pressing hard right here, kind of like when I did my value shark a few weeks ago. And then as I get towards the other side, I'm pressing lighter to leave almost like a shiny white spot right there. There's going to be just a little bit of a shadow on this side. And there is my planet, my sphere. Now, of course, Mrs. Heckendorf is going to change colors that I'm using on each of these. It is up to you if you're making the real planets in our solar system, or if you would rather kind of just use colors from your imagination. I'm going to speed this up so that I color a little bit faster for you. I have my planets cut out, and here I have a black piece of background paper. Blue, purple would work. If you don't have this, your planets can certainly be on a white piece of paper. For making the stars on here, I happen to have some kind of like construction paper crayons here at home. Paint would work fine. You have star stickers, that would be okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and use these. And some of my stars are gonna be little, some are gonna be closer and bigger, all over the paper. I'm also gonna add a couple shooting stars and some with yellow as well. So I'm gonna do that a little bit faster. All right, I have my star background, and if you're a person that really just said, I don't have the paper or the materials to do this, if you're practicing shading the spheres, you're really practicing what we're trying to do today to create that illusion of depth. So I'm gonna take my planets now and decide where they're going to be inside this outer space picture. Here I have this little white spot I didn't cut out. I'm just gonna go ahead and take my black marker or black crayon and fill that in so it kind of blends into my background. And I need to think about how I want this picture to look. Here I've got another planet, and I want it to look like the Earth is closer to us. I'm going to overlap right here. I've got this little guy that's going to be really far away off in the distance. I'm also making sure, oops, but I kind of forgot this, that my shadows are on the same side. So shadow here, shadow here, shadow here. I'm gonna flip those quick since I forgot when I first started. And I've got one more planet to place. This one's gonna be down here. So I've purposely left myself some space here because in the next part I'm gonna show you how to add a rocket. This part is completely optional, but it might be a fun way to add some details to yours. I'm gonna add a rocket. You could also add an alien spaceship, whatever you would like to do. So to make my rocket ship, I've cut out a little square or rectangle of paper. This piece is like a triangle, but you can see it has a little smile part cut out at the top, and I'm going to show you why in a little bit. And then I have 2 fins for the side of the rocket. So first I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to make a little fold on this side and a little fold on this side. These are my gluing tabs. And then I'm going to kind of fold this so that it makes a rainbow shape. Now this is going to require a little bit of patience to hold and count to maybe 30 to get that to stick. And then this is kind of rounded. Now if you want to, of course, you can go in and you can decorate this, add windows. I'm going to have USA and some windows on the side of that. Here are my windows. Now, the reason this triangle piece has the top cut off is when I do the same thing here and I make my little tabs, you're going to notice that that no longer has a bite out of it. It becomes pointed again like the top of the triangle. You're going to have to trim off these little guys right here. And then you can add the top of your rocket. You might have to play around with size a little bit to figure out what size triangle fits on top of your rocket size, since everybody's going to have different sizes of paper. And of course you could color this before you're gluing and placing this on your paper. And then I have my 2 little fins for each side. And I'm going to be giving this a second to dry, the glue, and then I will be using marker and those kind of Crayola crayons I have to add some rocket boosters out of the back, some flames, maybe some smoke for my outer space picture. So first graders, today I hope you enjoyed creating space in outer space. First, we made the spheres by shading. Then we used size, some smaller, some larger, to show where things were and where they are on the paper, placement, far away or close to us. I would love to see your work if you have a chance. Otherwise, there'll be an activity for those of you that cannot take photos of your work inside the answer template. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you later.